Welcome to the first ever Deep Purple Vibes Deep Purple Roast. Today we're honoring, and I use that word loosely, the Mark III lineup. The era where Deep Purple decided what they really needed was more hair, more funk, and less Ritchie Blackmore wanting to be there. So let's get into it. Let's start with the new guy, David Coverdale, a man who walked into one of the biggest bands in the world and immediately decided it was all about him. Which, to be fair, was excellent preparation for Whitesnake. Coverdale replaced Ian Gillan, and nobody asked for that. Nobody was sitting at home in 1973 and thinking, you know what Deep Purple needs? A guy who sings like he's trying to the microphone stand. The man never met a note he couldn't oversing. He'd sing a phone book and make it sound like a well-worn pickup line. He'd order a sandwich and somehow make it sexual. Even his speaking voice sounds like it's wearing an open shirt. Then there's Glenn Hughes, the man they brought in to play bass, but apparently interpreted that job description as to also sing Taste into Submission. And it wasn't just the singing, it was the whole package, all of it somehow made more impactful by him taking off his shirt. Nothing says, I've got things under control, like performing bare-chested, like you've just escaped something. He looked like a member of Earth, Wind & Fire was placed into witness protection in a rock band. The bass playing was incredible. Just a shame he kept getting in front of it. Now Ritchie, the only man who ever joined his own band and still looked like he didn't even want to be there. A man who changed lineups the way normal people change their underwear, frequently, without a second thought, and without telling anyone first. Mark III was so bad for Blackmore that he left and started Rainbow, a band whose entire purpose was to let Ritchie fire even more people. Every photo from this era tells the same story. Hughes going shirtless, Coverdale posing, and Ritchie looks like he's been taken hostage. And by this point, the hair was starting to go, which of course gave us that hat. That hat. Jon Lord, a man who brought classical organ to a rock band and then acted surprised when nobody appreciated the subtlety. And who knew Jon was a student of the Olympics? Because it took some world-class mental gymnastics to go from defending the validity of in rock to thinking love don't mean a thing was a good idea. And Ian Paice, the guy nobody talks about outside of drum forums. Burn, the album Mark III fans love, but everybody else thinks, well, the title track was good. How'd the rest of it go? Stormbringer sounds like Deep Purple trying to cover Stevie Wonder by the way of Allman Brothers, and that's not something a lot of fans ask for. Here's the thing. For all the drama, all the ego, and all the funk nobody ordered, the music of Mark III was a genuine expression of the band at that specific time, and they recorded some monumental performances. Thanks for coming to the roast.